This was an absolute nightmare game for the Edmonton Oilers. It felt like a continuation of last year's series against the Kings, where they were on paper favorites, but the Kings took them all the way to Game 7. Tonight, we saw the Oilers get 2 goals called back, they blew a 3-1 lead, they gave up a goal with under 20 seconds left, then they lost in overtime. Let's talk about it. Oh, McDavid was also held pointless. Interesting. Anyway, it all started about 3 minutes in when the Oilers got 1 called back for goaltender interference. I don't know, this one seemed pretty obviously to be the right call. Woodcroft wasn't too pleased. No worries though, Draisaitl would drive the puck up the ice, he would jump on a loose puck after a deflection, and he'd put one home for Edmonton's first goal of the playoffs. By the way, remember how I said McDavid went pointless? That is true, but the man is still an absolute game breaker. So he gets the puck, he decides, I'm going to probably score a goal here, almost breaks all of LA, gets a penalty called. That leads to a 5-on-3. Edmonton's power play is deadly. They go up 2-0 in the first. That's great, but McDavid was like a foot away from probably the goal of the playoffs. Game 1. This is going to be exciting. At the start of the second, McDavid would cough the puck up on a 4-on-4. It would go the other way. LA would make it 2-1. No scoring then until midway through the third, where Draisaitl would pick up a loose puck, send it home, and regained that 2-goal lead. And right now, things are looking great if you're an Oilers fan. You might even put another one in. However, just a few minutes later, Edmonton, on a weird face-off, would actually cough up the puck in their own D zone, leading directly to an LA goal. Then, 2 minutes left in the game, Bouchard would take a dumb, undisciplined penalty, a cross-check straight to the face. LA would pull their goalie, and I bet you guys have seen this story before. Skinner would get the initial save off a tough cross-crease pass, but the puck would be sitting there on the blue ice, and LA would clean it up for the 3-3 tie with just 16.7 seconds left. That took us to overtime, where Edmonton would actually get a goal. However, it would be called back. Right call there, very clearly a high stick. The test is over the crossbar. They also had a few really good chances, but another penalty would lead to their demise, and this one is a lot more unfortunate. Rather than just being outright bad, the player falls, his stick loose. You've got to control it. You're still responsible even if you don't intend to trip somebody, which is what happened. LA perfectly executed the tic-tac-toe power play, leading to a goal and a 1-0 series lead. The crowd reacted by throwing trash on the ice, and this is actually the second time they did that, with the first being after the overtime penalty was called. This was a tough one for Edmonton fans. They were fully engaged. They look in control, especially in the first. McDavid's making chances, but he doesn't get on the score sheet. Then they get some bad penalties, leads to a tie game, 2 goals called back, and, 4-3 loss. But that's just my thought. Super entertaining game. Let me know yours down below.